Hey there, and welcome to the Do Life Big podcast. This podcast is going to be your jam if you want to live to your full potential and don't believe in half-assing anything in your life. If we want to do life big, that means we've got to get out of our own way because we only have this one shot to make it awesome. I'm your host, Kathy, and I'm a mom of three whose BFF is cold brew, a retired school teacher turned online entrepreneur, and an author. I'm loud, bold, and will always keep it real. I'm determined to live my best freaking life possible, and I'm here to help you do the same. I'll be packing this podcast with tips, motivation, inspiration, and strategies to finally get you where you want to go. And we will have a ton of laughter along the way because, let's be honest, we can't ever take ourselves too seriously, right? I'm so excited you are here with me today. Now let's get this party started. Hey, my friend, what is up? And welcome back to another episode of Do Life Big. I am so glad that you're here today. Today's episode is going to be short, sweet, and to the point, and it is going to be hosted by yours truly. So buckle up and get ready because it's going to be a good one. We're going to dive right in. You know, if you're someone who is an entrepreneur, whether you've been an entrepreneur for a while or you're brand new or you're someone who's considering starting a business, you know, I talk to people all the time about this. And one of the things that I hear on repeat is taking all the action. I'm checking off the list every day. I'm doing the things I'm supposed to be doing in my business to grow it, and the needle isn't moving. And it's frustrating for people. They're racking their brains out trying to figure out how come if I am taking the action, the results are not following that I'm hoping for, right? You would think that, hey, if I just show up and I do the income producing activities and I do them day in and day out and I stay consistent, the compound effect will happen, my business will grow. But that's not always the case. Most of the time, that isn't the case. And I'm going to tell you why right now. For so long, I thought that just doing the things and taking the action was all I needed in order for me to be able to produce the results in my business that I wanted. And what I learned the hard way after being stuck at a 6-figure income plateau for 2+ years was that it's not about taking action. It's not about just going on the hamster wheel and doing the things day in and day out. It's about, are you taking inspired action? Inspired action. Keep that in your mind. That is what is going to move the needle in your business. And now you might be thinking, okay, that's good. Inspired action. Okay, I'll just get myself a little bit more motivated and inspired before I sit down and work. And boom, I'm going to get the results I want. But let's just talk about here, where does this inspired action come from? Now, if you want to show up and you want to take inspired action in your business, this inspired action is going to come from a result of the stories that you are telling yourself and the thoughts that you have in your mind. If you're sitting here and you're making any of these roadblocks in your business or hurdles or plateaus or the fact that, oh, I should be so much further along by now, but I'm not, or, oh my gosh, look at this person, they're doing it. How come I'm not doing it right now? And if you're making all of that, all of those external circumstances mean that maybe you don't have what it takes. Maybe I'm just not cut out for this. Oh, this was a stupid idea. Or, oh, you know, why bother? Because nothing's happening anyways. And every day you have those thoughts and you have those stories in your mind, right? And you sit down and you open up your laptop and you get to work. But at the root of it all is that negative story, that self-doubt. You're sitting down and you're opening up your laptop to work on your business and do the most important activities in your business to grow it. And of course, you're not going to get the results that you want in your business because you keep telling yourself the story in your mind that, hey, I don't really know if I'm going to go as far as I can with this. Maybe this was a dumb idea anyways. Oh, well, I guess this is as good as it gets. The inspired action is not going to be there. And people can feel the energy and the enthusiasm and your confidence when you show up with strong belief and strong confidence and strong vision in what you're doing. And so you can sit down and you can work your business all day long till you're blue in the face, 7 days a week, 10xing everything, diving into all the PD, staying up late at night, getting little sleep, and you still are not going to get the results that you want if at the root of everything is this limiting story that you're telling yourself that you just aren't cut out for this. You just aren't good enough. And so what you need to do to start to get that inspired action back is you need to change the story. See, if we just start telling ourselves better stories, more empowering stories, we're going to get different results. And here's why. Because at the end of the day, it is not your actions that give you the results that you want. It is all based on the thoughts that you have, which create you to feel a certain way, right? You sit here and you tell yourself the bullshit story of, oh, damn it, my business isn't growing that fast. I'm showing up on social media. I'm making these reels. I'm showing up to the training calls. I'm diving into personal development. I'm doing all these things, but my business still just isn't growing. And I just don't understand what the hell is wrong with me. Those are the thoughts, right? And when you're thinking that, you feel like absolute crap, right? And when you feel like crap, that leads you now to take uninspired action. And your action can actually start to become inconsistent. And you can tend to be someone who now starts to procrastinate. This is all a result and a symptom of you having this bullshit story keeping you where you are. And when you're taking this uninspired action and you're not really feeling it and you don't really have that belief and your action is becoming inconsistent, then that produces the results in your business, either that you want or you don't want. And if you're living off of that negative story and you're letting that story that's not serving you rule your life, it's like you're at a war internally with yourself. If you're letting that rule your life and rule your subconscious and your whole mind, the results that you want are not going to exist. You're not going to get the result that you want. And then those results that you get, which you're not happy about, go on to solidify the thought process and the beliefs that you started with. And the cycle repeats. It's a very vicious cycle. And so if you want to change the results and you want to start being that entrepreneur that takes inspired action, you've got to break that pattern and start telling yourself a better story. So instead of sitting there making yourself out to be someone who's not cut out for this, don't even live off of that story anymore. Trust me, I have been there, done that. It's not going to get you the results that you want. You're just going to be wasting your time and you're going to end up feeling burnt out. You're going to end up feeling stressed. You're going to end up feeling like, well, what's the point? You're probably most likely going to throw in the towel and quit or go to something else because you think something else might give you faster results in an easier way. And it's all a bunch of bullshit. It's all the same thing. You're going to continue to have the same issue until you resolve these stories that you're telling yourself. So I want you to stop right now and I want you to tell yourself the story of, I am capable. I am worthy and deserving of this success. I am going to build a 6-figure business this year. These roadblocks are normal to entrepreneurship. I'm going to work my way through it. These hurdles are lessons that I need to learn so I can grow. What is a lesson that I need to learn? And if it helps you, you know what? Write these new thoughts down on a sticky note. Put them on your mirror when you're getting ready in the morning. Look at them. Read them out loud. Start to reprogram and reframe the story that you have been telling yourself for far too long now. It will change everything. And the second that you start to have that negative thought come into your mind or that story come into your mind that you're telling yourself that you just can't do this, who am I to have such big, lofty goals and dreams and such a big vision? Oh, I should just listen to this person who told me that this was dumb and I was going to fall flat on my face. It'd be a waste of my time. As soon as you catch yourself starting to talk that way to yourself, you need to break it. Break it. Immediately break it and replace it with that new story and that new thought that you wrote down on the sticky note that's on your freaking mirror. And if you need to take it around with you every day and keep these in your hand in case, you're having it's a tired day. It's been a long day with work, the kids, sports, all the things that are going on. Sometimes it's like, I can't even think anymore. What am I supposed to be thinking again? Right? Take it out of your purse and read it out loud to yourself. And after a while, you will get so good at catching yourself right on the spot when that negative BS story starts to pop in. You will be able to break it. And I even find myself doing that sometimes. Usually it's when I'm driving in the car, when we tend to kind of zone out a little bit, that's when your mind starts to wander. And sometimes these feelings of unworthiness and scarcity and fear and self-doubt can creep in those moments when you're really not thinking and you don't even know what's happening. But sometimes I'll catch myself and I will literally say, no, Kathy, that's bullshit. That is not real. That is not you. That is not your identity. This is. And I will repeat the new thought in the moment. And I will literally say it 2 or 3 times. And you know what? I have a bunch of sticky notes on my mirror here too. When I get up every day, I have about 10 of them. And I get ready, I read them all, and it just starts to reprogram the way that you think. Everything in business, everything in life will get better when you start to change your story. And you're the only one who can start to do this. So take action on it. Recognize that story that you've been saying, whatever it is that you've been wanting to achieve, right? What's that story that you've been telling yourself in your mind? And just remember, inspired action. It's not enough to just go through the motions and say, I did the things. That doesn't work. It has to be inspired action. And you get inspired action by telling yourself better stories, better, empowering, positive stories to give you the confidence that you need and the belief that you need in yourself to build the best business you could ever imagine, and then go on to make an enormous impact and to live your best life ever. So, with that being said, I'm about to wrap up this episode, but I'm super excited, guys, because you know what? Who loves a good old quiz? I do. I love little quizzes that are quick, that will just tell me more information about myself. I just love learning about myself. And I have been working so hard to put together this entrepreneurial persona quiz. It is now available. You can go to kathyreuter.com/quiz and take it. And it's literally going to take you 60 seconds to do it. It's 8 questions. You can go through. It'll tell you exactly where you are in business. And then it will tell you what you need to do next to break that plateau, to break that block and get to the next level so that you can have a consistently growing business this year that's thriving, one where you're completely fulfilled and you have so much energy and so much joy around, and you're not going to have to work 10 times harder and longer and miss any more time with your family or your kids. So head on over to kathyreuter.com/quiz, take it. Let me know what you are. When you figure out what your persona is, I'm really curious. You can DM me on Instagram at Catherine Reuter and let me know what you think. But thank you so much for being here today. You know I love you. I think you're awesome. And I will see you the next time. Bye. Thanks so much for listening in. I really appreciate you choosing to spend your time here with me today. You totally rock. Hey, listen, if you loved today's episode, go ahead and tag me on social and go share this with a friend right now. Do it immediately before the day gets ahead of you and you totally forget. Couldn't be more pumped to be on this journey with you guys. Go make today awesome, and I will see you the next time.